Wait. Conversations with King. What's up, everybody? What's up? I'm just happy to be here. Today's gonna be an amazing show as usual. Please get everybody in the room. We started a little bit early today because I started like 7:30 and stuff. But early, we're gonna do certain things. But I need everybody to be engaged early. If not, I'm gonna take a break. I'm telling you right now, if people are not engaged and do not show up, I don't see any super chats. I don't see any likes. I don't see any subscriptions. I don't see people go to Kim page and subscribe. I'm taking a break and I'm only coming back when you gotta do what's right. I promise you that. But thank you for everybody for coming through. Shout out to all the moderators. Shout out to the biggest rock of them all, Chris. Shout out to Loverboy Lenski. Shout out to Queen Nita. She's always first and foremost. Shout out to Terry. Terry, I wish I could tell him the joke yesterday, but we can't tell him. Terry's super funny. I appreciate you. That's right, Terry. Terry put me onto some. Last night, me and Terry went to some dope lounge, and she put me onto some whiskey that's super expensive. We bought 3 drinks, and the bill came up to $300. I'm like, where's the food? But Terry put me onto some fly shit. I think it's McCallahan 18. It's a whiskey, and it was like $80 a shot. I was like, whoa, Kimosabi. I left my wallet in the lobby. You feel me? But at the end of the day, we found a way. Shout out to her for putting me on. I put her onto a fly spot. She put me onto a fly drink. I still have my Casa Dragones. That was $55 a shot. But damn, New York is very expensive. We're living good. We happy. First and foremost, we woke up today. So we living good. Shout out to Kim for waking up with me. Not with me, but with me. Right? Not with me.
As well.
Yeah, woke up as well. Thank you. Is that correct? Also, we definitely want to shout out to our sponsors, St. Laurent. They definitely sponsored us today. Thank you. Shout out to other sponsors, Virgo Equipment. They sponsor. I'm just flexing. They didn't sponsor us, but I definitely sponsored them. I'm just flexing today. But listen, shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all. Today is Friday. Let's end with a bang. It's cold outside. It's like 20 degrees. I really want to stay with y'all. But I can't, because if I don't see the participation, there's no excuse why you shouldn't be here. Unless you live in the West Coast of Miami or someplace tropical, you should be watching Conversations with King. So get everybody in the room. It's going to be a dope show today. Get the likes up. Before we go to sponsorship, Kim, do you have anything to say?
Happy Friday, y'all. We made it. I don't know what kind of week everyone has had, but let's let some of the bad things be behind us and just know that the good things are in front of us. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be spicy as usual. Y'all know how King does it. And peace to the garden.
Peace to the garden. That's so cute, the way we say peace to the garden. I know New York is 5% nation. We just go peace to the gods. Now we're going peace to the gardens. And it's funny because we go peace to the gods and the earths. And the earths were the woman, which is flowers. It's so funny how everything was like. Shout out to TBA Truck. You want me to stay? I appreciate you. Shout out to Anderson the Great. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Continue to support my expensive luxury shopping habits. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. This is not going towards equipment. I'm letting y'all know right now, this is not going towards programming. This is going strictly to my G-Wagon and my luxury life. I appreciate y'all. With that being said, we are joking. I'm always joking. Don't take me serious unless I get serious. Today, once again, we want to respect the flowers. When they come in the room, please respect them. No matter what they say, be a gentleman. Let them get it off their chest, and then we'll have the conversation afterwards. Shout out to OG Patrice. We love you and appreciate you so much. Hopefully one day you'll come on a panel with us and to do a show, because we definitely respect you and your wisdom. Mo, that's my twin. I appreciate you. Missy T, what's up, baby girl? We love you. He said he bought the Reggie from Super Chat. He's funny. I love 123 Kid. He is hilarious. Natalie Porter Princess, what's up with you? If I miss anybody, please forgive me, or just let me know I'm messing up and I'm not staying true to the game. Boy Lenski, please get back on deck. We love you for everything you do. We appreciate you. Can you highlight something? Would you mind highlighting something? Let me see if it works. Let's highlight Kim. Shout out to Kim. Oh, okay.
Shout out to this.
Can you do the invite thing? Can you highlight the invite and bring it up and post it up? Let me see if you can do that.
Yeah. Boom. Here we go.
There you go. And then you post it up. So she's definitely in charge right now, in full effect. We know we got what we got to do. When I'm going to do it, please bring the sponsorship in. Thank you so much again, TB Truck. Thank you once again, Anderson the Great. We appreciate you and your donations. Let's continue to rock heavy. I'm telling you, if I don't get to 100 people by 8 o'clock, I'm going to take a break and come back when I feel like it. You feel me? And if I don't see her get 25 followers, we could at least do that. Give her 25 more followers. Kim, give her 25 more followers before 8 o'clock. 25. And I will stay. If not, I'm out. Because this is ridiculous. Let me see. Shout out to Rasta Baby. Hey, Rasta Baby. TV Trucky, I thought you were married. Not trying to hate. I thought you were married. You flirting with Kim?
It's another Kim in the chat.
Oh, you highlighted it? You highlighted it already, Kim?
Yeah, I'm trying to
go to the plus thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you put it in the post it and it didn't work?
I didn't. I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I'm gonna get it.
Okay, this highlight. Put it in act like you posted a regular comment.
Yeah, but I don't see how to do that.
Oh, you must be on the phone.
I am not. I am on my computer, actually.
That's a little bit difficult. So all the moderators, please keep this up just in case, because what happens is we need to repost the link. Let's repost the link. All right. So all the moderators, keep the link up just in case when we finish doing what we're doing. Let me get through the sponsorship real quick. My back is it's a draft ahead. Oh man, I hate that. All right. Shout out to everybody. Check this out. Hey, Glowco. Hey, Nikki. Okay, Ripple. They always sponsors and show us love. Please go and support Ripple. Those who don't know, go and get the Ripple 50% discount at therippleco.com. Use the Ripple King. The Ripple King. Please go and support that because they've been sponsoring me from day one, and I appreciate the Ripple. Thank you. Also, go and get my book. If you haven't got my book, go and get it. It's on Amazon, Kindle, Book Baby, and Apple as well, Apple iBooks. Please, and every other platform, go and get my book, Loving Life Through the Eyes of Travel, which is the Rosetta Stone of relationships. Also, go and get my brother's book, Love by Willie Dean. You can actually get it at Amazon. Please go and support him. He's such a great father. He's the type of guy that actually sends me pictures of his children, like doing karate, piano lessons. Like he shows off his children. Please go and support that man's book. Terry Mera, please go and support the woman with the most expensive liquor taste I've ever met in my life. Please go and support her. And whatever she does is just crazy. Please go and support her. She has definitely helped me out with the actual branding of this show. You see the crest, any designs you see on my t-shirts, my hoodie, please go and support that as well. So one day we can have a Conversation with Kings party or congregation. This is the KWK congregation with a K. Thank you very much. We also have the hoodies, the crew necks, and the t-shirts. I just want to say thank you. Please, maybe if you buy enough t-shirts and enough hoodies, I could go and get my speech impediment fixed. Thank you. Ooh, we got jokes on ourselves. Shout out to 100 Watts. What's going on? I love you. I love you. I love you so much, man. Appreciate you for coming on. Also, go to members only. Please, only $10. Though, please forgive me if I didn't. If you never supported this, I gotta do exclusive content. I don't know why I'm not doing exclusive content, but at least you get the emojis or the quick right now. But I will be doing exclusive content. I just don't want to be too raunchy. With that being said and done, we are done with the sponsorship. And like I said, continue to support the merchandise because I really want to go and get this speech impediment removed. Can they do it at this late of age, the list? Or do I have to go and see a speech pathologist?
I don't know. I think it might have to do with the reason why, the impetus of the. But I mean, everybody sounds different, you know, and I mean that's your thing. So keep your thing going. Your voice is distinct, you know.
I think I sound like Mike Tyson. He's actually from Brownsville too. I think anything over 4 syllables, it sounds funny. What do you think? No.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, you gotta talk how you talk and do your thing.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If you had to choose between your son having a speech impediment or being short, what would you have?
It depends on what the speech impediment is.
Okay,
Because I think having a list beats being a person that stutters really badly, but even that you can fix and you can control. So I mean, I think you gotta play the hand that you're dealt.
Well, Camille Leah is funny. She said a speech impediment as character is sassy. That's funny. It's sassy. That's Camille. That was funny. That was funny. Thank you. Thank you. That was funny. It's sassy. Oh, that was funny. That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Think about 50. Nobody, people imitate the way he speaks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's true. And Kanye half face,
Yeah.
I got a spicy question for you, Kim.
Okay.
I got a spicy question for you. I love your smile. Here's the spicy question.
Okay, what we got?
Here we go. Where is it at? Uh-oh. Okay. Here it goes. Don't mind me, because y'all know how I give it up with this thing. It had no date on it. That was weird. All right. Tell me what you think. Let's watch this. Tell me what y'all think, people. Hurry up. Get people in the room and follow 25 subscribers.
My son's father got money. I can't work. I could call him for whatever I want right now. Working is a choice for me, but we both are parents. Why would I just let him do everything for my son? That's like cheating on a test in my eyes. I knew what I was doing when I carried my baby, so I'm going to take care of my son by any means. That man was to leave right now, I'll be able to take care of my son by myself, off working. I'm a parent too. I got money too. He's not the only one with money. He might have more than me, but he's not the only one with money. So I don't know about nobody else, but I'm gonna go to work. Period.
Okay. Pardon I don't know why it was breaking up. Y'all saw it breaking up too. It was just me.
Yeah, I saw it a little bit.
All right. So essentially, one of NBA's baby mothers, she made a video saying that why she is working. And she decides to work, she says, because I know my man has money, but, just in case anything happens, I can still take care of my child. One. Two, why should he be the only one to work? I should have my own money at times, right? Yes, he has more money than me, but I have my own. So the question I have to you, Kim, how do you feel about men who are able to take care of their woman and still allow their woman to work if their woman wants to? Like, do you think they still should work even if your man is factually capable of taking care of you up to your standard of living?
So that's a good question. And it's a lot to take in. I do feel this. From what I've seen in society, I feel that when women procreate with men that are pretty rich, I don't know NBA young boys wealth level, but I'm pretty sure, he got some money, right? I think it's pressure from society for her to prove that she's not a gold digger, for her to prove that she's not there just for the money. So she might be kind of putting that pressure on herself. Now, ultimately, I think in a cooperative relationship, if the woman has the choice to work, I definitely think that it is her own choice, especially, of course, if that's what she and the man have established.
Right.
But I feel that sometimes we do things to look a certain way to other people, and we're not doing things just because that's what we want to do. I'm not accusing her of that, but she does have a point, right? If he were to leave, she's able to provide, but then we also know that if he leaves, she's still going to get child support. So if having a job makes her feel productive, if it makes her feel good about herself and keeps her busy and keeps her mind where it needs to be, I don't think there's any problem. I think that sometimes some women are not capable of continuing to be efficient outside of work. and when they don't have a job, you know, what is the old adage? An idle mind is the devil's playground. Sometimes they just don't know how to be efficient outside of work. So that could be her problem as well. Maybe it's keeping her on the straight and narrow. I don't know. But I mean, I don't really have a problem with it, but she probably is doing it so people don't judge her.
You know what's funny? If I was $100 millionaire or billionaire, I wouldn't want my wife to work. Because I would have an educated wife, right? The reason why I wouldn't want my wife to work is because I think we live in a sick world today, and the only person I trust with my child is the mother of the child. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't trust I wouldn't trust unless I have no choice. I don't trust anybody. I wouldn't trust anybody with my child but the mother of my child.
What if that child is school age and she works maybe during school hours?
I mean, if she, like I said, I mean, I'm talking about if I'm super well off. No,
okay.
I want her to, yes, be in school, but monitor school, probably even work at the school, but it has to be in proximity to my child. I don't trust people. People are crazy with children nowadays.
Yeah, they are.
So it's just something with me. It doesn't. Now, childcare is very expensive. That's why I said if I was super well off, you know what I mean? But if I'm not super well off, then I understand. That's something I don't want to play with. But you know, if my wife was, you can't stop your wife from working, right? But
right.
if you do decide that, let me know so I can be in the house with the children. So I don't want anybody around my child when my child can't fully communicate or defend themselves.
That's fair. And it's interesting that you say that, and I'll definitely address 100 watts, a question here in a second. I hear that a lot, but what I also want people to do as well, us as parents and, you know, people who are in a community and in a village where there are children, it's not enough just to make sure they're older. Like, we have to also make sure that our children have the proper language to be able to tell us when something's wrong. So that's kind of just an adage to what you just said. So 100 watts. So your advice for the less financially privileged. I like that.
Great question. I don't really have anything because I live my life in a way where I don't have any kids and I'm not married, right? So
because you got resources.
No, I'm not going to get married until I have those type of resources, right? But say if I do get married before that, right? This is when we have to do a lot of screening and vetting with family members. Because most of the horror stories I heard from women I dealt with was from their family members.
Yeah,
family. So and then you got to have security systems in place, cameras. It's a whole lot of things I don't know if I'm ready for. And I think that, you know, once again, here's another reason why dating a woman with children is advantageous, because they have systems in place, right? Like the novelty of dating a woman without kids is dope. Like we both sharing a first time experience of having a child. Everything is new, but the experience of dating a woman with children, she has systems in place where I could say, you know what, that's how you raise your child? Okay, that's not going to work. Let me go someplace else. Oh, that's how you raise your child? Oh, yeah, I need that. I didn't even know you could do that with children. You know what? This might work, right? So if you're not financially privileged, I think you should really find a woman who has systems in place. Right?
So now, let me ask you this then. Even with the systems, right? Taking care of a child or children 24/7 is a pretty exhausting thing. So even if she is the primary caretaker, I still think that it pays to vet someone to be a part of your parental village, because what if she wants to go get her nails done? What if she wants to go see her mom for a weekend? Like, you know what I mean? Just to kind of avoid burnout, I think it's always good to have somebody that has been vetted and trained and that is prepared to kind of tap in. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe in nannies, living nannies?
If I had the
Again, it rocks the cradle.
if I had the affluence to do it, I think it would be something that I would look into. I mean, I come from a background of like really being able to vet people, check them out, do their background checks, know what to look for. That is still not going to guarantee that nothing happens, but I think it's a step in the right direction. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think so many times, so many times rather, parents need support, moms need support, dads need support. Glow, that's a good call out. Maybe not live in, because I don't really want somebody in my business like that, but probably someone that we can utilize.
Usually, I was talking to my one of my brothers about this. When you say living, is because you want someone. Usually, when someone has living, you have someone that actually speaks another language, and they're foreign exchange, and they're teaching you the child the language, as they go.
Yeah.
It
would be a language I know though, because I don't know what they be telling my child. No, I'm joking.
That's so funny. And I mean, also, I think we need to really, as Black communities, we need to like really try to encourage us to step it up a little bit, right? And not just men. Like, for example, what about, hey Jada, what about stay-at-home dads? They call them SADs. How do you feel about that? What if you were the breadwinner and I decided to stay home and take care of our kids? Because I went to school for education.
Yeah.
I have skills in pedagogy. Your kids are going to be brilliant. It's just that they're going to speak with a lisp. So what do you suggest?
So, I do believe in women having choices, but there are a lot of gender roles that I do believe in. So sorry, y'all. I hate to bust anybody's bubble. I don't know how that dynamic would work. I think it would take two special people, a special woman, and also a special man. I think it could work. I haven't seen it, and I don't know if that's something that I would be able to exist in with stay-at-home dad. I mean, it's probably possible, but I don't know. Right. And I really see that working out long term.
Right. So I need everybody to actually, I don't see the 25 subscribers for Kim, right? And I don't see us to 100, and we only got 30 minutes, 28 minutes left. So play with me if you want. We will be shutting this shit down before it gets hot. And we start getting hot around like 8:30, 8:30 we pop in, and then it get crazy around 10, and we die around 11. You feel me? We know how it goes. Stay-at-home dads is not bad. I think I could be a stay-at-home dad because my job is on the phone, right? I don't really have to do too much.
Okay, so that's a distinction, right? Because when you hear stay-at-home mom, you think mom doesn't work. You just said stay-at-home dad, but dad has a job. So we have to make a clear distinction now. Stay at home, I think that's fine, especially now. You can run your own business from home, you can work remote, whatever, but you're still working. I answered the question under the assumption that dad just stayed at home and did not work. So I think that's a different dynamic.
I don't know. Terry says, if a man knows how to run a house and knows how to take care of kids, why not? I don't think any woman's going to really tolerate that.
Is the woman not going to tolerate it, or is the man not going to be satisfied, and is he going to pick little
good reverse psychology, but the woman's going to make it known. They're going to make it known. The woman's going to make it known. What do you count this as stay-at-home dad? A man that's financially well off, but he doesn't work. He just has residual money coming in. Is that a stay-at-home dad?
I mean, kind of, sort of, because he's not like actively trading time for money. So I guess he would be closer to a stay-at-home dad versus a dad that just stayed at home and worked. Mm-hmm. Again, I mean, I think the man would probably have a bigger power dynamic in that situation. So maybe he would not be in his feelings as much as a man that like was not working and was not bringing in income, or mm-hmm. wasn't bringing in income to the level that his wife is. He'd have to be a special type of man. He'd have to have a certain air of masculinity that I don't know if some men actually have and can pull off. And that's no disrespect to men whatsoever. It's just an observation.
Okay. Natalie says a stay-at-home dad is a good look if he's remotely working.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I think the more I stay home, the more I want to have sex. So I wouldn't be a stay-at-home dad because I'd probably produce more kids.
And you'd be stuck.
Oh, shit. I would love to be stuck sometimes. There's nothing wrong with being stuck. With that being said, Thank you, Kim, for answering the spicy questions. Shout out to everybody that stay-at-home dad. Shout out to all the women that still want to work, even though their man can take care of them. Independence is a very good thing for women to have. Financial independence. You never know when shit is about to happen. So make sure you have some money on you, ladies. I'm telling you, shit get wicked out here. It's very wicked. I'm not gonna play it today. I'm not gonna do it. So let's talk about what we came here to talk about. Women really don't care about men cheating. Y'all really don't care at all. You ladies are fronting. To be honest with you, most women that I know tell men all the time, you better not cheat on me, you better not cheat on me. And when they do, they still stay around. You have some women that leave. You have some women that resent you. But women don't hate a man cheating because, like you said, like most people say, y'all don't have high expectations for men in infidelity anyway. Y'all really don't. Y'all really, really don't. It's when he cheats, how he cheats, and what it impacts really affects women. Women don't really care if y'all cheat. I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, they don't care because they know you're gonna do it, but just don't put it in front of their face. Just don't embarrass them. These are the reasons why women don't care about cheating. And I'm gonna list them up right now, and we're gonna go over it. And I'm gonna prove to you today that women don't care about cheating. They care about what cheating represents or what it could possibly represent. That's what women really care about. So let's flip the chart right now. Let me show you something. Let's learn something today. And please get the what you call it? The likes up. Get the subscribers up. What do we call it? Get the what up?
Get the likes up.
Get the likes up. Hold on. Let me get this. For some reason, I have issues with this. All right, ready? This one they have a date. Let's prove it. Come on, TV, I got you. Prove it. Get the people in. Get the people in. All right. So let's break it down. I want to break it down for you. Women do not, and I repeat, care about men cheating at all. These are the reasons why women do not care about men cheating at all. And these are the reasons why I want men to understand at the end of the day, I'm not encouraging you to cheat on your woman, but just make sure if you do cheat, if you can, how can I say, avoid these issues, more likely she'll let it slide. All right, the reason why women can't take a man when they cheat, because most of you men that are cheating don't really have anything. You're not financially sound. So why are you spending money on another woman when you can't take care of your main girl? That's problematic. That is the reason why women hate men when they cheat, but they don't really hate you for cheating. They hate you because the money that you use to spend on another woman, the time that you use to spend on another woman could be used to make money for the family that you have and a woman that you have. That's why they don't hate you cheating. They hate the fact that you took away the money from them. You betrayed the financial integrity or relationship between you and your lady. That's why they hate cheating, but they don't really hate cheating, if you get my drift. Kim, what do you feel about finances?
So I've said this before. I think I said it on a panel that we had here. And you posed the question, would you rather your man share his money or his body? I was the oddball. I said share his body over sharing the money. I said
absolutely.
And I still agree. And I'm not saying that our bodies are not valuable. But I mean, I think money is valuable. And I think that what is the saying? Your heart is where your treasure is, right? Or something like that. Value money and you're spending money on somebody. Like, to me, that's a super, super big deal. If you see somebody in Miami and, she got a fatty and whatever, okay, that's separate. But like, you're spending money on someone, that's kind of where I take issue. Queen Nita, that's a good point, right? Spending time. I think is really impactful. Because I mean, again, you could be using that time to be making more money or using that time to spend with your family. I wouldn't want either, but yeah, don't spend money on people.
Right. So could you? I had women. This is the first question that happens when a woman catches a man cheating. What did you do with her?
Yes.
Right. That's the first question. They ain't ask if you came, if she pregnant. What did you do with her? Because now they're gonna say, okay, I'm mad at you. Now I'm gonna do the math. You did what? You took her out on a trip on a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take her out on a trip? So how much did that cost? You never took me out.
Mm-hmm.
Your woman doesn't want you to spend more money on someone else than her.
Or to show them a different experience or a better experience than they've showed you.
It's money. It comes down to the money. If you love your woman, you're going to spend more money than her. I know side chicks, and I know girls that take men that will brag and say, your man bought me this. Because they know that hurts, then I sucked your man off. That hurts more.
It does. Now, Glow has a good point. Reckless sharing of body can lead to court-ordered sharing of money. And that is a fact. Now, that is very, very true. That is true. If it leads to that, then the money is going to come out either way. That's true.
So I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm telling you, women don't care about cheating. They don't care about cheating. They care about losing money or you spending more money on another chick. How dare you spend this money on this chick? I'm the main chick. I'm the only chick. Now, if you fuck a girl for free, which is kind of hard nowadays, right? Your girl gonna say, oh, your girl gonna say, you a bum ass chick. He just wanted to fuck. You mean nothing. But if you buying the same thing for another girl that you buy for your wife, you're in trouble.
Big trouble.
You're in trouble. If you got a Rollie, your wife better have a Rollie. If you got a Cartier Racer, your wife better have a Cartier Racer. If you have a Van Cleef, your wife better have a Van Cleef. Whatever you better. But if your side chick got more than her, you're in trouble. Finances mean a lot.
Now, do you think women don't mind if men cheat, or do you think under certain circumstances it's a little more palatable?
Like I said, if a man could avoid these reasons, your woman will forgive you. And these are booby traps that men can avoid. You have to spend money on women to have sex with them or do something that takes away money from your family. This is why I say all the time, I would cheat on my wife, but I would never cheat on my family. Meaning that if I have a family, I would never take any of my money or resources to cheat on them. My wife, oof, have you ever get pregnant? Anyway, with that being said, next one, religion. Women don't care if you cheat on them, but when you go against their religious belief, which is funny because a lot of stories in the Bible deal with fornication and adultery from the greatest of all prophets. King David killing somebody just to sleep with Bathsheba. A lot of people deals with adultery. But hey, what happens is women don't care if you cheat on them, but if you impact the way their church perceives them, you're in trouble. I know women that ask you, after they ask you, what did you do with her? Who knows about this? That's the next question women ask. Who knows about this?
Yeah.
Why do they ask that question? Because at the end of the day, it's this level of embarrassment within the church or the mosque or the tabernacle, wherever you go. There is a community that's within church and spirituality, right? Even us, we have a community, right? The Garden. If I was to be dating, say, Kim, and then the Garden finds out I was cheating on Kim might not want to come back to the Garden anymore. She might not, because of embarrassment, right? So it's very true that, we have women don't care. Women don't care if you cheat, but just don't embarrass them in a place of worship. And I think a lot of people leave churches because of that. Kim, what do you feel about that?
So in addition to the reputation part, because that's definitely it, and you definitely don't want sister so-and-so cackling behind your back and talking about you, right? Something else though too, people who really believe in certain parts of the Bible and uphold certain parts, they might feel some type of conviction about cheating, right? So you would think the man might feel convicted about cheating because he's the one that did it, but depending on how the woman interprets the word, she might feel some type of conviction as well. Maybe she feels she didn't do something, or maybe she did something, or maybe she thinks she's being punished, whatever. Outside of the reputation is some kind of psychological effects that can kind of come from religion. I don't want to speak too deeply about it because that's not my bag, but Glow, at some point, if you'd like to contribute from the religious standpoint, I love to just learn from you because, again, you know, I don't know as much. But yeah, it's definitely reputation. You women, that's our one thing. Don't embarrass me. Don't have people laughing at me. Don't have people talking crazy. Don't give people the energy to talk crazy. Just all kind of stuff.
Fact, listen, woman, your wife or your girl wants to be the one talking about people. She doesn't want to be talked about. Don't do it to her. Glow says if a woman lets you cheat in peace, the least you could do is not have her looking stupid in the streets.
That's it, Glow, because we don't like that.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Women, y'all know. Men, you know. So move militant, please. Move militant. Move Millie out here. The third one, because I have to speed it up. I want to see what's going on. How are we looking on likes? How are we looking? We're on 62. Let's get to 100, please. 100 likes. Fear of being alone. The fear of being alone. The fear of being alone. I think women don't really care about cheating, but they know if you cheat with somebody, you might find that person more appealing and you might leave them. So the cheating is not that you cheat on them. It's like, hey, you cheated on them and you really about to leave me for this little dumbass bitch. That's why women hurt when they don't care if you fuck. They care if you dated, if you made love, if you poetry, long texts. If it's a one-off, she's a smut, cool. But if it's a yo, you really got feelings for her. You said you love her. I saw the text messages. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. Oh, but yeah, I get that. Why we're gonna get that towards the end because today is about why women don't really care about cheating. And women don't care about cheating because certain things they can't stand, like fear of being alone. If you're gonna cheat on your wife, cheat on someone that you would never leave her for. Because if you cheat on somebody that's like, yo, you really love this chick, I'm gonna be left alone all the years I gave you. All right, it's a war now.
It's over.
It's war now.
You might wake up in heaven messing with the woman.
No woman wants to be. It's a draft. Oh God, my bad. It's a draft in. No woman wants to be left alone because she perceived that the other person was better than her, or you did actually. Mm-hmm. That's the most detrimental thing you could do to a woman. Please don't do it. What do you think, Kim? Fear of being alone.
Agreed. I think the fear of being alone is beat over our heads so much as women. And I think that sometimes when you find yourself in a situation where you think your man kind of opened Pandora's box and you don't know what's in there, like, you know, he might find something great. It might be something terrible. You definitely think that you could be left alone for sure.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Next one. Sorry. Next one. Low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. Personally, I think that women don't care if you cheat. They don't really care if you cheat. But what happens is when you cheat on a woman, it sometimes is a mirror of what they're lacking. Right? Why? What makes her better than me?
Yeah.
Why do you feel the need to risk your family and your love for our relationship for that particular woman? right?
That's true.
It reveals insecurities they don't want to address.
It can.
So cheating is up, is what you're saying. I'm not saying that, but I'm definitely know if you cheated on your wife with Beyonce, it'll make her feel better.
It would?
Absolutely. It's both. It's like, wow. Because some women would think like, yo, I'm on Beyonce level, right?
Some women would be like, I know I'm not on Beyonce's level, and that's what he wants, and so that's kind of where the.
Yeah, but it depends how you cheat on Beyonce. Are you having a relationship or is it one off?
That's true. I think as far as cheating is concerned, if we have to talk about it, one-offs are always better. And I think a woman could even maybe accept if her man cheated with different people versus he keeps cheating with this one girl.
Mm-hmm.
Because in her mind, she's like, so what does she have that you want to keep going back to her? So I think it just kind of depends. But in a woman's psychology, I think that's a little bit better for the ego. Now, this is
why? Go ahead.
Oh no, wife should be able to schedule her husband's cheating, LOL, on Thursday at 9. Lily will be busy.
It's funny. It's good. I wouldn't say schedule it, but like I said, women don't care about cheating because they know how men are. But how you do it, how do you approach that is an issue. Mm-hmm. Just like men can't take cheating. We can't take it. So that's why women who do it know they can't get caught. They cannot get caught. Women, y'all cannot get caught. Men, we have some leeway. We have some leeway.
Is that why men are sloppy? Because they know that they can get caught and still have a relationship?
I mean, men are kind of like suckers for that though, because like, I don't know, the men I deal with, they won't cheat on their wives unless they're not getting sex anymore.
Okay.
They won't cheat on them unless they're not getting sex anymore. Next one is embarrassment. We already discussed that. We already see why it's very embarrassing. Do not put your woman through that level of emotional turmoil, right? We don't want that type of level of turmoil or trauma. That's something that you don't want to have to deal with. Also, the need to save face with family and friends. That's crazy. That's crazy. How do you, Kim, explain it? Because you're shaking your head. Why do you say that?
I mean, it goes back into that whole embarrassment thing. And sometimes it depends on how you've been carrying and purporting yourself as a wife. Mm-hmm. We've had a conversation on the panel before where it seems like sometimes women get a ring on their finger and now they're just the marriage guru. They can tell you how to get a man. They just got one yesterday, but like they kind of purport themselves in a particular way. So now if you've been high on the horse and you're bougie now, you think you're all that because you got a man, and then it comes out that your man has cheated on you, you want to absolutely save face. Because again, y'all, women don't get mad at me. And this is not every woman, but sometimes we have an ego, right? And so it's hard for us to kind of go back and say, I made a mistake. I did something wrong. This situation wasn't the best, but I stayed, whatever. So to kind of protect that ego, that's where you really want to save face. And then too, the other side of saving face is really just not having people in your business, because sometimes when you're going through something, you need like a clear mind, and you don't need your mama and your girlfriend and your cousin and your auntie. You don't need them in your ear. So sometimes saving face is helpful because it helps you to kind of get one with yourself and understand what it is that you need to do to move forward.
Okay. The next one, denial. Women don't really care about cheating, right? They don't. That's why they deny it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, have you ever seen a person put their hand in fire and say, no, it's not hurting me. It's not hurting me. It's not hurting me. No, you would call that person insane.
Yeah.
But women, they do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know he has someone else. I know he doesn't find me attractive anymore. I know that he doesn't want to have sex with me. I know that he lusts for other women, but they still stay. What's the psychology behind that? Kim?
You know, sometimes women, we get comfortable in situations, and not comfortable where we're not doing what we need to do. We're just settled. You know, you have your life planned out in your mind, and then your life is going according to plan. And then that little snafu comes up, but you don't want to disrupt it. So you keep on going. And then I think sometimes women, we're in denial because we saw signs of things years ago. We saw signs of things at the beginning. And to avoid being accountable, I think we have to make a distinction between being accountable and being responsible.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that you're not responsible for, but you are accountable to yourself to make a difference, to do what you got to do, whatever. So there's some things a lot of times with women that like we saw from the beginning and we just saw the red flag. We didn't check it. We didn't abort mission. We just kept on going. And so denial is the easiest way to kind of stay in the moment with that person. Because if you blow up that secret, then you're blowing up other stuff. And then you have to kind of face yourself and just be like, dang, what was my part in this? If your part was knowing and not saying anything, even if your part was knowing and not leaving, you could kind of play a part. So denial is really kind of our comfort blanket. And it's kind of that thing that we use to kind of make us feel okay about what's going on.
Okay. Women don't care about cheating, but they really care about the sense of failure. I used to think that was more so for men. When they lose their family, they feel like, yo, I couldn't keep a family together. But how does that relate to women?
I feel that that's a cultural thing. I feel that other cultures really look at family as an asset. And I kind of think a Western kind of thing is looking at family as a liability. So I really haven't heard an American man that lost his family be like super upset about it, especially if it was his fault. He just kind of makes an excuse. Whether as women, I hear women that have been in some really precarious situations with men and it didn't work out and they feel super like bad and they feel like they failed. I was actually doing a meditation with some friends today. And one part of the positive affirmations we heard, it was kind of like a story, like a motivational speech. And one part of it was that you are not a failure if you have had some failed results. If you have had some failed outcomes, that does not make you a failure. And I think that's really interesting. And I think people across the board, men and women, but specific to this conversation, I think women need to hear that because I feel sometimes we are with men who take us through the ringer. And then we still feel bad that it did not work out. We feel like a failure.
But why do you feel like a failure when it wasn't your fault?
You know, that's really complex and interesting. And I think it depends on the woman. I'll use myself for an example. There's some things that have happened, are happening that are not directly my fault. I'm accountable for some things I did and didn't do. Not my fault because it wasn't my decision. But I still feel like a failure because I couldn't keep it together. Even though it was beyond my control. I think you say women have a God complex. Maybe that's mine showing.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't keep it together. I couldn't keep like the most extreme thing from happening in this situation. And I'm supposed to be able to do that. And I couldn't. And I feel like I failed.
You feel like you failed?
Yes.
See, that's why I don't understand.
Fine.
Why do you feel like you failed?
Like I said, I couldn't keep it together. And I'm supposed to be able to keep it together no matter what. I'm supposed to be able to do that.
You know, it's funny because I always think that I tell myself, maybe it's a way that I keep myself saying that women are not satisfied. Never satisfied. Women are never satisfied. So if I'm already prepared to know that I'm not going to ever please a woman wholeheartedly, right? Because they want more. And I'm never satisfied because I want more out of life, right?
Yeah.
So what I do now is I treat everything transactional. Before I used to give. And then you give, and you don't get anything back in return. Not that I should be respecting it, but you want some level of reciprocity, right? Now, I don't give anything. I'll show you the life that you can live if you give to me. Mm-hmm. But I won't give anything like I used to. So I won't take you on trips, but I'll FaceTime you from someplace exotic and say, I wish you were here. I won't go and buy you stuff, but I'll take you to the store where I'm shopping after dinner or before dinner. Hey, it could be I'm at the, and you're not getting anything. You know why? Because it's crazy to me how people want to do. They want everything, but they don't put in the work that it takes to get everything. But men can't do that. We can't do that. We have to go above and beyond to get half of what we put in. It's like taxes. Women are like taxes.
So now, do you think that it is the people, the population of people you're choosing to share yourself with in that way that are not responding? Or do you think that's just kind of how it is across the board? Because that's not...
I mean, it's my personal experience, but I mean, it's definitely people I believe, because I tend to get beautiful women who have been treated or spoiled their whole life, right?
Okay.
So they don't even know the concept of reciprocity.
Then you need to get
but
it.
I'm starting to get women now who are grateful. They say thank you for everything. They don't have this sense of entitlement. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, with me. Oh yeah. They have the sense of entitlement. You understand? So
yeah. Well, I think gratitude is necessary. I think it is paramount in life to have gratitude, especially when you're dealing with other people. You should even just be grateful to yourself. You know what I mean? So I think you kind of shouldn't change yourself necessarily, just kind of change the people around you. If you had to make a choice, I think that would probably be the best one, to change the people you're showing that love and that admiration to, versus changing yourself doing it, because you're still going to be you. It's just going to feel weird when you're operating in a way that you're not, accustomed to operating.
Okay, so we went through all these points in regards to why women don't really care about cheating, but they care about cheating. They really cheating is an umbrella term that encompasses a woman's how she feels. She feels neglected financially, emotionally, spiritually, even in regards to time, or even disrespect within her close-knit circle or community. So with all those things that embodies cheating, as a man, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it to cheat on a woman. Okay. I actually think that it's like, if you cheat on a woman, that means you haven't mastered yourself as a man. It's not worth it at all. If that's the case, I think that you shouldn't be with that woman, because clearly she's not enough, right? Clearly you had to lie to a woman that you allegedly love just to get her. There's a lot of honorable men who don't snitch, who don't steal, who don't lie, who take care of their children, who love their wives, but cheat. So how honorable is that? How honorable are you as a man if you cannot be faithful to the woman you say you love? And some women will allow you to have sex with other women if you just tell them. But we paint this picture of you being a wholesome husband so you could be a hoe when you're not around your wife. It's not honorable. Let a woman know where you stand. Because what you're saying is, I'm going to tell you whatever I want to tell you so I could keep you. That's the ultimate level of objectification that a man could do. Is lie to the woman that he loves to keep her. She's an object. Right there and then she becomes an object. Right there and then she becomes a person that you're playing mental games. Do you know if you cheat on your woman and you told her, I love you, there's no one else like you, everything you said goes down the drain?
Yep.
Is it really worth losing the respect of a woman that you sleep with every day? See, I can't cheat because I talk in my sleep. I definitely talk in my sleep. To all the 7 girls I slept with on the chat, please just tell Kim I choke in my sleep. Please. I'm joking. I don't mess with anybody in chat. But what was the question that Skis is yours says? King, is happiness important to a man in a relationship? Absolutely, happiness is important. But if she's not giving you what you want, you got to leave. And happiness is different from fulfillment and purpose. There's 2 different things. Happiness could change any day. You could be happy one day eating a meal, and next day you could be happy, unhappy. But you have to understand what purpose and fulfillment and peace is. Thank you, Headhunter. At the end of the day, let's be real. Men, if your wife doesn't make you happy, then work on it. If it still doesn't make you happy, leave, but don't cheat.
So now, do you think cheating only comes from the wife not making the man happy? I've seen a couple of pretty extreme instances where the men were going through some pretty extreme trauma and turmoil and just all kinds of stuff, and it manifested in them cheating. So they couldn't necessarily say it's totally my spouse not making me happy. They had some other stuff going on.
Well, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, where's the communication? Where's the communication?
It should be there, but sometimes I think when people are going through and they're kind of working their trauma out through other people, they don't know that they're traumatized. They don't know that they have issues or just wherever else. So it's like, it's hard to communicate something that you are unaware of.
Once again, at any point you don't feel happy, you need to leave.
And right? Then sort your happiness out.
After putting in the work.
Yeah.
Right, you just don't leave because you get a feeling, a gut feeling. Go ahead, put in the work. And when you put in the work, don't lead with that gut feeling. See, a lot of women, they lead with that gut feeling. Well, I don't feel right here. That's not working on things. You have to remove all your anxiety, remove all your trauma, remove all your negative thoughts about somebody, and let them know, like, you know what? We're going to work on this and make this better. And if I still feel the same, I'm out. Right? And I just think that men, it's not worth it. Even though, because women, that whole thing I showed you wasn't really the reasons why women accept cheating. Mm-hmm. It shows you how cheating on your woman can affect all those aspects of your life.
Facts.
Right? Yeah. That one night of just busting a nut on a different chick could destroy a relationship financially, spiritually, emotionally, platonically. Everything you thought about your woman that you have built together is gone. Mm-hmm. Your best bet is to just leave. Why would you be with somebody that can't keep you satisfied?
Okay, so then let me flip the question. How important is happiness and joy and butterflies and romance when you've already started your legacy? So you guys have a family. Is the family and the legacy more important, or is your individual happiness and romance and all of that, is that the most important thing once legacy comes into play?
So repeat that question again.
Okay. How important is your happiness? And I don't want to say peace, because peace is always important. How important is your happiness with someone once you guys have started a legacy? So you have a family.
Right.
What happens then if you're just like, oh, I'm not happy, but you have a family? Is it more important for you to stay and build your legacy, or is it more important for you to chase your individual happiness?
Well, I'm gonna keep it honest with you. I believe in legacy over everything. But that should be discussed before, right? That's the problem. People are getting married on La La Land. Discuss that before. Let them know, like, listen, if this was to happen, what are we going to do? That's a conversation. Now, it might change once they go through it, but this is why you don't cheat. Why would you risk it? Some women are like me, all or nothing. You cheat on me, that means you don't care about your legacy anyway, because you cheated on me. You really don't care about your legacy.
True.
You don't. Because now you might have another girl pregnant, and that's part of the legacy? That's not what I signed up for. That's not what I signed up for. Right? Like me, I don't sign up for certain things. So if I see that it's problematic, I'm out.
Yeah. And I think men also don't necessarily realize, and I won't even say men, I'll say people. People don't realize how other people are changed through the process of cheating. That person might forgive you, that person might still be there, but the person they were before that, more times than not, that person's gone. So now you have a whole new person that you have to get with, relearn, support, figure out. And it's just like, is it kind of worth it in that aspect? Because you have to kind of start over from the beginning, and it's just not going to be what it used to be. So I think you're running a risk as well.
Right. How can I say this? Let's be a little bit spicy now and talk about why men need to step up. Because we're not really talking about the real issues.
Yeah.
We're not talking about we're not saying women are far from perfect. You got a lot to deal with. You're very complex. Men are very simple. We're very, 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 very simple. But y'all make it complex. So let's really talk, but there's still no excuse for us as men. Men, our yes must mean yes, and I know must mean no. If you commit to a woman, that's it. So stop giving that away so easily just to get her to be in your life. Y'all moving desperate out here. When you lie to a woman to keep her, you're moving desperate. You're not moving boss-like. Bosses don't gotta lie to somebody. It is what it is. Either you got it or you don't. When you lie to a woman to keep in your life, to impress a woman, you're desperate. And don't get it twisted. King has definitely lied to a couple of women in my life. I remember one time I have a female, she's gorgeous. Her name is Glenn, Dr. Glenn. Glenn's gonna laugh. Glenn's a gorgeous doctor. And I had a bad chick I was messing with. And I haven't been messing with the baddest of chicks. So Glenn's like my sister. We go out to lunch and stuff like that. Nothing like that. I told the girl, yo, this is the girl I'm messing with. She's a doctor. You know how I do. And I called Glenn. I said, yo, Glenn, I lied. She said, you such a sucker, King. You never move. She said, it's all right. It's okay. But that was corny. I admit when I'm corny, right? And I was desperate because I was trying to press her back. She was bad. But I want to let her know that you're not the only one on that level. That, you know what I mean? And I was going through a drought, so I didn't really have none of my bad ones with me to, you feel me? But I was corny. So, you know, we as men need to stop being corny. We need to be, and I admit it. So see how I can admit that when I get corny sometimes, but we have to be a little bit, and this wasn't like when I was a kid. This was like this last year. That's how corny I was. But I remember I just got off a relationship, right? So I was faithful to her, so I didn't have any girl to compare her to. When I was with, so that's why I did that. But with that being said, we got to stop being corny. We gotta be men of our words, and we have to understand that when you give a woman your commitment, stick to that.
Yeah.
Stick to that, or don't give it to her.
Yeah.
Don't give it to her, right? And don't let her. And women, stop forcing these men and cornering these men to give you commitments. Stop saying, "Oh, I'm not giving no ass until you change around," or "I don't want to see you too much anymore." Because you do that, you're gonna get around. These men are getting stronger now. Men are getting stronger now. We don't need women. We got DoorDash, Uber Eats, and we got PR, DR, Brazil. We don't really need y'all like that, unless we want legacies. But I'm just saying, like y'all do kind of corner us to saying, listen, if you don't commit to me, then you lose me, and we are prisoners of comfort. Oh, that drought will cause the man to be natonic. How you pronounce that word? Nathonic? Is that a word? What does that mean?
Nathonic, I don't know. Subterfuge is almost,
yeah.
I don't know. You gotta
That's good, Keisha. I like you. Come on stage. We need to hear that because I'm like, what is Nathonic? How do you pronounce that? I told you after 4 syllables, my list just gets crazy. With that being said, we need to be real with our women. We be straight real with our women, for real, for real.
Ooh, Ingrid, tell us how you really feel.
What you mean?
Okay. Women don't need you guys either. All right. Well,
I mean, they don't.
Here we go.
You don't need us. You don't. That's the whole. And that's why. So why are we marrying people that we don't need? Why are we marrying people and lying to people we don't need?
Is it that we don't need people, or have we convinced ourselves that we don't need people?
What do you mean?
I mean, do we actually not need each other, or are we convincing ourselves that we don't need each other? I'm under the belief that people need people. So confusing to me.
We need communities to survive, but when you make that commitment of love, like for real, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. That's not cool. You can't do that to somebody that really says, "Yo, I want to be with you. I want to be one." Be real with that. Camille Leah says, "I need a woman.
I need a man."
I say we need each other, or we choose to be with each other. I'm confused.
I mean, I think there's a basic need there because life can't go forth without one or the other. So I think on a primal level, there's a need. I think we don't like to use the word need because we think that it's an emotionally vulnerable word, and we don't want to be emotionally vulnerable. We think if I say I need you, that I'm not whole, that I'm somehow a bad or a less than of a person. But I think it's a whole person that can actually go and let someone know that they need them. So I don't think it's a weakness at all, but I mean, that's how it's been positioned. So that's why neither side wants to say they need the other side.
Okay, so now we're at 8 o'clock. Let's see where we at, because I might really cut this off, to be honest with you, because I don't think we got enough likes that we should have. Let me see. How's your subscriptions? How's it looking? Let me see where we at.
Check.
Let me see where we at. We're on 65.
I got a few more, not what you asked, but it's
Nah, this gonna cut it. I want to let them enjoy their Friday. I might let them enjoy their Friday, because we need plus I need to enjoy my Friday. But what's going on, people? I don't like the analytics. I'm here for the analytics. Definitely here for the analytics. Woman can't get a man will say I don't need a man.
Okay, TV trucking, we see you.
What does that mean?
He's basically saying that, like, if a woman can't get a man, that instead of falling into the fact that she can't get one, she'll say, I don't need one to begin with. That's what he's saying.
I kind of understand what he's saying.
I understand it.
I get it. But do you agree with it?
Yeah. Not really, because I think that there are people who have like insulated and built their lives around not needing other people. So I don't think it's necessarily that they can't get one. I mean, and some people do use that excuse, but that's not everyone.
Right. I don't know. But I'm not liking the vibrations right now. I'm not liking the vibrations. I might have to cut this off because I need a vibe. I might come back later, but I don't know. If anybody wants to come up and talk about cheating real quick before we head out, what do you think?
Yeah, come on up, y'all.
Let me know. What do you think? I don't think they're coming up. I don't know.
Oh, y'all don't want to play?
No, they don't want to play. I tell you, it's too early. Usually it gets around like 9 o'clock. Things get busy. But I'm like, I don't know. But we did have a good discussion. And basically it was, for me, it was just to get your attention, let you know that cheating affects everything in a woman's life. So as men, we should not even entertain it. If you cannot be faithful to your woman, don't make her your woman. You feel me? Don't make her your woman. It's not worth it. With that being said, he said I have certain situations watching these lives. Tristan is funny. He is hilarious. She said, cut it off and come back. That's what Mo said. Yeah. So how do you cut it off and still keep this?
I have no idea. I'm still a baby in these YouTube streets. I have
I don't
no
know
idea.
how to do this because I'm going to cut it off and come back because when we get the people coming. But thank you to all the 60, 70 people that actually, 68 to 70 people that came and enjoyed this little brief thing. And we'll probably be back tonight. If not, I'll see you on Monday. I'm going to enjoy my weekend. I'm going to have a great weekend. I'm going to stay home and detox. I got so drunk yesterday. It was ridiculous. Like, I'm telling you, I have never drank like that in a while. And I've been drinking this whole week. I don't know why. I got to stop. Oh, wow. Somebody said, you can't say King don't keep some beautiful ladies on his panels. He don't miss. Yes, Kim is beautiful. But Kim is taken. Skis is yours. But you definitely probably would have been her type with your vocabulary. She loves the extensive vocabulary that you have. You definitely would have been her type. You definitely would have had that. With that being said, I am out. See, it's increasing. I don't know, Kim, if you want to stay, but I'm gonna go because I need 100 to make me feel. It's up to you. What do you want to do? Do you have anything to talk about, stats and stuff like that?
I mean, I got a couple, but it would be so much more fun if somebody comes up and plays with me. Y'all don't want to play?
Play with her.
It's Friday.
Tristan, come up real quick, man. Let's talk. Let me 212 with you. And 212 is, I don't want to say what it means, but
yeah, don't say it.
Yeah,
it sounds.
But he has it. He said it sounds incriminating. It sounds indictment like. Let me 212 with you.
I gotta start saying that. I don't know, King. Nobody's coming up.
Well, you know what that means. It's time. I will hit y'all later. Thank y'all so much for having a beautiful evening with me and Kim. We appreciate you. Without further ado, I'm going to leave. But see you on Monday. I might do something this weekend. I don't know. But we had a great week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday show was popping. We hit the numbers. But Friday, I'm starting to realize that people want to chill on Fridays. I might get my Fridays off as well. I might just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and just chill. I don't know. I'm starting to see what's going on, but I appreciate y'all. I don't want to waste time. I want to get one time at doing this, and I need to live my life. Life is good right now. Life is really good, and it's going to get better. Trust me. Your boy out here looking good, making a little bread, chilling. You know what I mean? Just do a little. Like I'm telling you, you know what turns me on? I'm always going to be good, right? But when passive income, that's the sexiest shit to me. Like shit you don't. Oh, yo, do me a favor. Love Crossing. Cam up real quick, brother. I think Cam up real quick. Wow. Cam up real quick. Brother, cam up real quick. If you can. Because I want to talk to you a bit. Keep Kim company for a little bit. Because I gotta go. Because I need 100 people. All right, Tristan, cam up. We need y'all to cam up because I gotta go.
We dropping. I don't know, King.
Huh? Nah.
I don't know. We're dropping.
They dropping? Nah, it's only 66. They always fluctuates like that. It goes back up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's kind of dropping quick.
See, I be knowing. Don't play.
You know it. You know the game. You definitely know the game. It come back though. He says, "Give me 2 seconds." So it's up to you. Are you willing to wait for him, or?
Sure. Why not? I wouldn't be a gracious host if I didn't.
Oh, see, that's dope. And where's Tristan at? Because Tristan is funny. We definitely need to hear the cheating stories though.
That'll be good. I'm not gonna tell him.
But I don't need my husband. But if you need a woman, hold on. What is she talking about?
I think she's going back and forth with TBE Trucking about the whole need and want conversation.
What do you mean need and wants? What are they talking about?
We're talking about like, do you need someone, or do you just want them, or do you say you don't need them because you can't get them? That whole dynamic.
Let me see. Oh yeah, I can't forget my wallet.
No, you can't.
I can't forget my wallet. That's everything. Hold on. Uh-oh, here goes Tristan. I love Tristan. He's the funniest guy in the world. Tristan, what's up, baby?
Hold on.
I love that meme. That is so amazing.
Okay, now. All right. Y'all can hear me?
We can hear you. What you got, Tristan?
Man, listen, I'm not gonna snitch on myself. So
Okay.
hypothetically,
Okay.
Mhm.
right? So we talking about cheating, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so hypothetically, let's just say there's a certain person that does cheat, but if you ask that person, he's not afraid to say, "Yeah, I did it." So is it really a bad thing? Because she can either come or go, and I don't think it's a big deal, especially when how can I say it without getting a phone call?
You're so funny.
Um,
Get the phone call, man.
I'm
Risk,
not gonna answer. I'm not gonna answer the phone.
risk it all.
Leave your life.
Like, okay, so
Can
one
you
of the
add people? Can you add people and take people off? No, right?
yeah, you can, but I don't know how to do
No,
it.
the cheat. No, can't. You could do
Yep.
that, Kim.
I
Yep.
Okay.
think Kim will have to lead it though.
Yep.
All right.
So I don't know. I don't think cheating's a bad thing as long as as long as you don't hit me. I think that's fine. I think you can do whatever you. If you're gonna get upset, you're gonna be upset. It's nothing I can fix. But if not me, if my friend cheats, I think it's a respect thing. I don't think it's like, oh, he fell out of love or anything. It's like you did something where he lost respect for you, and it's just like, all right, I'm good.
Okay, so now are you essentially talking about having an arrangement with someone? Because you said if I cheat and then I tell the truth, is it really bad? Are you talking about an arrangement or kind of what are you talking about?
Um, Not arrangement, like an actual relationship. It's happened to my friend maybe twice.
Okay, so they cheated and they told the truth. Did they come out unscathed or what happened?
Well, let's say she tried it, and then my sisters got involved. I'll say that.
Oh, sounds like a
She
down.
tried it. She
Oh,
tried.
yikes.
Then
Okay, well, one second, Tristan. Let's welcome our guest, Love Crossing Borders. Hey, Andre, how are you? Uh-oh. Are we having some issues? Is it me or is it him? Tristan, can you hear me? Oh, wait,
yeah, I can hear you.
okay, Love Crossing Borders. Can you hear us? Are you good?
I can hear you. I was resetting my router.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Hey, how's it going? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Okay, so now we're
Great
talking
Friday.
about cheating.
Oh,
Um,
you are? I've been following you guys for the whole thing. I've been watching the whole show.
okay. So now what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts either on cheating or on, what it does to the female psyche? Just anything you want to weigh in on.
It's kind of funny. I got a story time.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I was notorious through my. It's kind of funny. My second marriage now that I'm in now, I am
Okay.
notoriously faithful, right?
Okay.
But and people think you live in South America with all the beautiful women from Brazil and all the sisters from Venezuela and hey baby, and wife just walked in, and I know you got a sad one, and down here it's no big deal. It's kind of funny down here. Almost everybody's got a side somebody. Ladies
Okay.
got a side dude, men got a side chick. It's just part of the fabric of South America. But I
Okay.
don't. I'm good. My wife does, and we talk about this topic all the time. But when I was up in the States, beautiful wife, beautiful home. I had stepkids. Then I don't have any my own children, but I was notorious for the cheating. And when we sat down at the kitchen table, and she was like, "You know what? You can either stay or you can leave." And we decided to separate. Now we're cool right now. But when she
Mhm.
got it, the story time is when she got into her next relationship, this guy really loved her. Me and him was cool, really loved
Mhm.
her. He was about to buy a house, asked her to marry him, and somehow, some way, the psychological effects of when she was with me impacted them like a few months before he was going to surprise her. And that's what really hurt him was like, man, what you did messed up my relationship. And they end up breaking up because she was attacking him and accusing him and making him so uncomfortable. And she's not realizing this dude was actually serious. Like, I'm about to put this money down on a home for us. He owned his own. He owned a couple of his own businesses, and I'm about to put this ring on her finger. And dude, Dre, you messed it up. And that's why I say I find that the more attractive the woman, the harder it is when she finally admits that my beauty or my sex could not keep a man, because normally men clamor all over you beautiful ladies. And when they finally get you, you're thinking like, okay, he's gonna do right, and I finally got mine. And you realize your looks, your hips, lips, and fingertips were not able to keep him, and it has a psychological effect, especially on you beautiful ladies. Now, average chicks, they go through the pain of it too, but you women that are attractive, yeah, it's hard treading when you find that what everybody told you was one of your catching points since you were a little kid doesn't really work all that much in the real world.
Especially the ones with the big foreheads. Those are the most crazy.
Shout out to Sade and Tyra Banks and Rihanna.
Obviously.
We still love you.
We still love him. I love it. Yeah, big foreheads are where it's at. No,
right.
Andre, that's so impactful that you said that, right? Because it kind of goes into just so many things that we're told as women, you know, keep your looks up, be pretty, be nice, be this, be that. Especially the be pretty part, because that's what draws people in. So when it really comes down to it, that your prettiness didn't save you or didn't save your relationship, it could definitely be a blow. Now, your story really reminded me of what I said earlier, right? Like, I know sometimes when someone cheats, we're like, okay, what could I have done? What was wrong with me? But you said that you were notorious for cheating. Now, out of curiosity, if this is, you know, too far in your business, let me know. But were you able to really
girl?
Perfect. Now, were you able to really pinpoint the things that were going on within you that made you notoriously cheat on your second wife or your first wife, or what was kind of going on there?
I think I mentioned this in the episode in one. I think it was on Jen's show or either on King's show. That I found out when I went to therapy that I come from a family of addictive behavior patterns. My father was addicted to domestic violence. My mother would, doing domestic violence, and it got him killed by his mistress. Mind you, that's another reason why I'm really not that dude. Yeah, his mistress. My father died when I was 1 year old. His mistress killed him with a butcher knife, and guess what his career was? A butcher. Butcher knife to the temple. Yeah. He finally decided to. My mother was going to leave. Right, here's another story. My mother's about to leave him. She's tired of fighting this dude. She's tired. She was 17 when they got married, in the deep South at that time period. She just had my sister. I was born like right after they got married, and she got tired of the mess. So she's like 20, 21, 22. He goes around the corner to his mistress's house to tell her it's over. I don't want to be with you anymore. I want to be with my family. And the mistress tells her, oh, no, you aren't. You're going to be with me too. I've been with you as long as you've been with her, blah, 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 blah. He tries to pull the domestic violence card on her like he did my mother, and it didn't work. And so that's how he passed on. So I always had this undercover, being a spiritual person that I am and Christian that I am, always realize that demons don't die. They just go to the next generation, the son. The sins of the father goes to the son. So I've always had a subconscious thing about that type of evil come back on me, saying, hey, if I can get the father like that, maybe I could trick the son into falling into the same plight. But that's one of my reasons why I'm kind of who I am now. But back to the behavior patterns in my family. My mom was addicted to alcohol and drugs. My sister was addicted to alcohol and drugs. My brother was addicted to drugs. I come from grandfathers so a lot of times we just think that it's fun loving in our families, but we don't want to admit that sometimes we see our families walking in destructive behavior, and we pick it up. And mine was intimacy. That's why when I sat back and I gave my numbers the other day of body counts, everybody was like, oh no, that's impossible. I said, y'all just don't know. I listen to these young dudes with their body counts. I'm like, man, I wish I was back there. I feel like a virgin if I was back with body counts like some of these young dudes. That's how bad I was until I started going to therapy and getting help prior to moving to South America. So that helped me out quite a bit to discover what was going on within me. So it wasn't her, but still in her relationship, her new relationship, she was still taking it out of herself, my behavior, even though I explained to her everything I just explained to you all. So what ended up happening was she lost out on a great dude who really was. It's kind of sad how it all unfolded, and it was really because of me. And this was a woman that, like what King said, you know, with his women, she walk in a room of beautiful women, and the women are looking at her like, that's how beautiful, very educated, great career. Like I said, we lived in Tampa with the big house and the big trucks and the big cars. We traveled all over the world, the whole thing. And everybody wanted to be the Spences. You know, we were that couple. We wanted to be like this, not realizing behind the scenes, I'm cheating with everything moving. And so at the end of the day,
so let me ask you a question, because you know I want to stay, because right now I think that, you know, my brother love Crossing Brothers always come with some good topic, spicy stories. My question to you, and I'm listening because I got to step downstairs for a minute and get something.
You looking kind of fly to be going just downstairs.
Yeah, downstairs.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Man. But listen, I want to be honest with you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tristan. You have taste. You have impeccable taste. But I want to say one thing. He talked about pretty privilege in regards to women who feel like they're so pretty, men shouldn't cheat on them. Right? But my thing is, doesn't every woman feel like that?
No.
You don't think so?
Some women, even before they get cheated on, even before they get into the relationship with you, they know that they're. Let's be real, King. There are some women know that you are out of their league, just like we know that there are leagues when it comes to women that we date. We know that there are physical levels to this game. There are women that know that
they definitely shoot their shot.
They know they can't get a glance from us. And no offense to those ladies, but there are. Come on, Kim. Let's be real. There are some guys that physically can't get a glance from Kim. Kim, that's just not her type. There are certain levels of what she needs. See what I'm saying? So we all can't play this game of that everybody's on the same level of beauty. Men don't do that. Men don't play and act like every dude is on the same level of look.
Wait, hold on. You saying there's a hierarchy to cheating?
No, there's a hierarchy of looks. That's what I meant. Like that's what I meant. Like there's different levels of looks, not cheating. No, looks. And so when it comes to a chick that in how guys talk, a regular chick, if you cheat on her, we almost look at it like, oh, okay. But when you cheat on a hot chick, everybody's looking at you like, dude, what but your wife, but your girlfriend, you know, everybody's looking at you like you crazy. But if you just got a regular everyday chick, she's nice, she's sweet, she treats you good, but she may not be the hottest chick in the room, everybody kind of takes it with a grain of salt, like, oh, you know, this sad chick might look better than this regular chick, that type of thing. And so I didn't say it was fair, I didn't say it was right, but it does happen. So those are the type of things. That's why I made this statement in regards to. I remember Bruce Willis had a movie out, and his wife was gorgeous in this movie. And I never forget this line. He said that. No, she said, if you want to see a woman that's cheated on, look for the most beautiful woman in the room. She said, look for the most beautiful in the movie. She was so beautiful. I watched like 3 or 4 movies that she had made prior to that movie, but. She definitely made that statement. She said, if you're looking for a woman that's been cheated on, just look for the most beautiful woman in the room. She said, because beautiful women get cheated on just as fast as anybody else, but people assume that it doesn't happen like that. And so, and I was a prime example of it. That's the sad part, T.
Really? Well, I don't know. I think people are going to do people things. I'm just saying, it's just everybody focuses on, you date somebody, you got to focus on that relationship. You like, hey, listen, I'm 25, you know I'm here, I'm trying to get through life, and you trying to make something that it is that it ain't. And then people get hurt by it because women have a fixation of, I can change him. I'll change him. I got, and then they get hurt, and then they looking crazy. It's just
Well,
But what
let a
about
man
but,
do what he gotta do.
go-
I think to a small extent that's true. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier about feeling like a failure. Because as a woman, you think that you are still supposed to be able to hold things together and kind of affect change. But I mean, I definitely think that there are times when people cheat and like there might be like tiny, tiny signs, but like all the time, it's not like this blaring red flag that this person's a cheater. Because I think when people are serial cheaters, they can keep it together. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not
yeah,
getting caught the first time. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
sometimes when we're just like, oh, women, you don't get good outcomes because you're not making good choices. Well, sometimes that's the case. And then sometimes we're just dealing with people who are just really good liars. I mean, I think what we've seen before in behavior patterns that like you knew who the bad guys were, right? And you knew who the good guys were. But now I hear from so many women that there are so many bad guys that are doing good guy things at first. And then they get to a point and then boom, they're
Yeah.
doing crazy stuff. So it's just a tiny bit difficult just to be like, oh, well, you know what it was. Sometimes women don't know what it is. Sometimes these guys are super nice and then they just end up being super weird or super crazy.
You
I
just
think with
defined how I was, Kim. I was a sneaky in a suit. You know, I was the guy that looked the part, carried the part, very articulate, grand, eloquent. You could take me to the fundraisers and all that. But at the end of the day, my cheating was so bad it was a lifestyle. So that's where
Damn.
the pattern came in. It's one thing to had been, a one-off, or if you've been with this person for 10 years and you may have done it maybe 3 times. No, I didn't realize that I had addictive behavior patterns in my life until, I mean, it was a whole sub culture that I was involved in. It wasn't just I was with her, or I was just, I was had these long-term relationships with these people and these women, and but then I had my wife at home. No, it was a lot of people and a lot of wilding, and I was very protective of my body and making sure that I didn't bring anything home, and uh you know kids, those type of things. But when I was in the middle of it, I didn't realize the pattern of it, of my behaviors, until I went and got help for it. And I probably wouldn't be the person that I am today, because black people don't want to get therapy for stuff. But we're starting to change. But at the end of the day, I began to realize like something's not right with me. And I had to talk to her while we were at the kitchen table and let her know it wasn't you. But at the end of the day, in her new relationship, she still took it out as if it were her, and it destroyed a relationship. She's single to this day. She's moved to a new city. She's doing great in that city. But at the end of the day, what she
What's her
could have
number?
had was impacted by the actions of all those years of being with me. And we as men don't think about that. That's why I agree with King when he said it's not worth it at the end of the day. When you guys got done with the list and everything, and I look at my current wife and I'm like, man, I remember those tears that my first wife had. I remember those disappointments. I remember how it impacted her long after we haven't been together. Is it really worth putting my wife through this? And we have even more. Before I let you guys speak, we're a social media brand now, so we're out in the public. So, and everybody knows us for our authenticity on camera. So all of a sudden we're on camera and we're fake, and the audience can see us being fake. Those are the things that I can afford. We can't afford either. Is me out here just wilding and knowing that it's chicks in this city that said I've been with her husband, and they could go into the comment sections on any video and say I've been with your man, blah 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 blah. So I had to make sure that I was completely healed of that type of behavior, and knowing that uh that the temptation as a man will always be there, ooh, she looks good. Ooh, she looks good. And women that approach me is like, ooh, he looks good. Ooh, 6'3", chocolate, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's not worth it. I'm with King 100%. It is. I've been on the other side and I've been on this side, and I don't want to go back to that side. It's not worth it. It really isn't.
What I feel like I heard you say, which was so much and so impactful, so thank you. It also sounds like when you have something vested in your marriage, right? Even when
Mhm.
like part of your marriage is a business or it's a
Mhm.
brand, that kind of increases the stakes a little bit. So you really have more
True.
to lose. And not saying that you're necessarily money motivated. I mean, to an extent, we all are, but it's just like you spent your time building this brand and like, why would you compromise it? So I don't
True.
know if that's like a solution. And I mean, everybody can't be a couple that has a brand, right? But I think
Mhm.
that when you have certain things vested in your situation and you realize what those things are, you're going to be less likely to want to throw it away because you have so many things that are vested into it and you got this, you know, cohesiveness. Y'all are making money and y'all are changing people's lives. So it's almost even like the
Mhm.
mission of your relationship is bigger than the temptation to cheat.
True.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got the, oh, you leaving me on red text.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she's gonna kill me. Oh my god.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Tristan's gonna get in trouble, y'all. He gonna get put in timeout at home. We gotta
Now I
That's
just
what
put
that
on the
is. The
headphones.
doghouse.
I'm not argue. Listen,
uh-uh.
listen. I have no problem sleeping on the couch. I'm just that petty. Okay. Listen,
That'll never happen.
I ain't gonna admit I'm wrong. I'm like, listen, my back hurting everything, but I'm like, this sooner or later you're gonna forgive me. 3 months later, but you know it's okay.
Oh my goodness. So Andre, I have a question for you. You talked
Yes,
about
ma'am.
your ex-wife and
Yes.
her relationship that almost made it. It almost went the distance and it didn't. And you were the one who cheated. You guys decided to
Mhm.
separate, but you're married now and you're happily
Yeah.
married. And you and your
Yeah.
ex-wife are cool. Talk to me about that because like Tristan, I'm petty and I would have a problem. I would be cool with you if I was happy and I had my man. And if I didn't, I think I still have an issue with you. So kind of tell me about some healing that you and her had to do to kind of make that situation okay. Cause you were the one that ended it and you went out and got another awesome wife. So what was that like?
Yeah. The first thing was we separated before it got bitter. We knew that if we stayed a year or two more, now we're ending it with an argument and bitterness and anger. We literally sat down at the kitchen table and she said, "This is your opportunity before we stand up. Are you in or are you out? Because you always carry yourself as you're single anyway, and you've done it for years anyway." Secondly, she said, "I've told you for years that you like Latin women." She said, I don't care if they're black Latin women. I don't care if they're European looking black or Latin women. She said, you love Latin women. She said, and I don't know why you with an everyday sister. She said, but that's your thing. And she said, but before we get up from this table, some decisions need to be made. At this time period, I had raised my stepkids from 4 years old and 10 years old to college graduates to graduating from Bethune-Cookman in Daytona. And my stepdaughter, she and her husband now, they own a couple businesses. This was her high school sweetheart. She's never laid with another man in her life. Stepson, he's doing great in his business. So raised some great kids. And so we were at this stage of almost the empty nesters. And so I had a choice. I didn't know what was going on with me, and I didn't want to experiment on somebody else with somebody else's life while I'm trying to find out what the heck is going on with Andre. Why am I like this? Why am I this gentleman? I was the gentleman caller. I was the no need to ask. He's a smooth operator, coast to coast, LA to Chicago. That was me. So it wasn't like and what made it so easy for me, I knew how to manipulate the cell phones. I knew how to manipulate social media accounts and things like that and keep it out of her face. But the numbers kept growing and growing and growing, but you could only hide so much for so long. I remember one chick, she called from Baltimore. I love him so much. Blah blah blah. Her best friend was a police officer. She
She
tracked
calls
my
her mama.
last
Oh,
name
so
all the
so
way
she
to my. I am at work. I get a call from my wife. Blah 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 blah. Blah. And she's not yelling. She's like, Andre, I just got a call from so and so in Baltimore. She told me we had a 2-hour conversation. 2 hours. Two grunt. These are adult, mature, successful women. This chick was black and Irish, and she was an editor for CNN at that time period in DC. You know, she go from B more to DC. Anybody that knows that area is just a train away. And
yeah.
so I'm thinking like I literally tell my boss, family emergency, I gotta go. So I go home and it's not even a rah moment. It's she's tired. She's tired. And I think that's another reason at the kitchen table why I was willing to fall on my own sword, because I was causing this. I was like, Andre, you can be an honest man and pretend right now at this kitchen table, baby, we can do this. Or you could be honest with her and then go get some help. And so
Being
that's
honest with
what I
yourself.
did.
Yeah.
I had to be honest with myself.
Yeah.
And so being honest, I had to be the jerk. I mean, I had to be the jerk in front of my friends, her mom, her dad, you know, my family, my parents and grandparents had passed on. Her friends, all the friends that we had, people in church, everything. I had to be, you know, I had to admit all this without saying it. And so you know, all the close couples that, you know, when you're a couple, you hang out with couples. And so all the close couples that we had to kind of like separate from because we're not the couple anymore, and all that had to be taken consideration before I got up from that kitchen table. And I'm glad I did it like that, because when we walked into divorce court, the second thing, I was honest. The second thing was I gave her space to deal with her healing. At the same time, I gave myself space. I actually went and stayed in Atlanta. We were in Indiana at the time period, and I went and stayed in Atlanta for a few
Okay.
months. And then that's when I decided to move down to Florida for the last 14 years prior to
Okay.
moving to Colombia. And that's when I started traveling the world too, also self-discovery. And
Right.
and so so by the time we start really conversing again,
Mm-hmm.
we converse on a cordial level. And I realized to give her space, don't get into her business. And
Mm-hmm.
so we may converse maybe twice a year, but
Okay.
it's all about but it's always cordial when we talk. It's never snappish. It's never. But the person that called me and told me the story was her boyfriend. He said, Dre, I need to talk. And this was the crazy part. He hit me up in the comment section of one of me and Andre's videos. And he
Oh,
gave
so
me
he
his
was
email,
really trying to
his
get
phone. Because he
contact with
wanted
you.
to know why was this sweet, really beautiful, inside and out person all of a sudden insecure, jealous. He wanted to know what happened to my woman. What happened to
Yeah.
the woman I fell in love with? He said, the only person I know that's got the real answer, that's going to give me the truth, is
Is you.
Andre. So he
Yeah.
reached out in the same transparency on which I'm talking to you guys. I
Mm-hmm.
spoke with him, and he was just so hurt. You just hear the pain in his brother. Like, man, I was just about to give her the ring in the house, man. She just been driving me crazy, and I'm trying to talk to her, and all she ever talk about, you know my insecurities, and I'm thinking like, dude, my bad, bro. That's all I could say was like, my bad, bro. I didn't know, because I was giving her space, and I didn't know this type of person came from, because she was like really always been a soft-spoken, sweet, just angelical person. Now she's one of those personalities that when she walks in the room, everybody likes, not just because of physically, but she's very just really girly. And to sit back and hear some of the things that he says, like if I go play poker with my boy, she's thinking I'm with other women, blah blah blah. Or he said, you know, if I go off to one of my businesses, she's questioning, and I'm like, man, my bad, dog. I knew where it stemmed from. And so
And you,
go ahead, Kat.
and that's so crazy, because what we were just saying earlier, like sometimes men don't understand how a woman changes, right? So even if if she had stayed with you, she still would have been that same person because she was changed by like what happened to her. And I think sometimes that's not something that people kind of understand. And I think especially when it comes to really pretty women, right? Because you're like, oh, you're pretty. You can just go get somebody else. You're fine. You just get over it and go, I'm not the one, but go get somebody else. And I think that that's something that we kind of don't understand, like how situations change us, right? Other people can probably see it because I'm sure she probably didn't realize that she was kind of doing that and, acting out and until it was brought to her attention. And she probably didn't really get it until that relationship was over, right? So it's just, it's really hard. Okay, so now this is a great question. The Glow Code wants to know, how do you reconcile with yourself the fact that your choices have so negatively affected and changed her? Ooh, Glow, that's deep.
Well, first of all, not being the in a relationship still with that for me, let me put it like this, for me, giving advice by way of my experience. I'm not with that person anymore, so I don't have anything vested into making sure that they are all right. You see where I'm going with that? Like when it's over, you don't feel like you're vested as much as into making sure that they're all right as if you were still with them in comparison. Like if I was still with her,
vested,
which is
even though you were kind of the cause, even though you were the cause of some of that stuff, you kind of feel like if we're not together, then you kind of are not vested anymore.
Not as much. Now, mind you, not as much, because you still want to give that person space, and you still don't want to come across as if like we've had talks after. Like I've apologized 100 times. Like I've like it's times where I was like driving down the street feeling bad. I just pull over to her job and just go in and I know I apologized 100 times for who I was a couple years back, but I just want to apologize again because I know how everything impacted you, and because we didn't end on a rah situation, I was able to, like I say, walk into, meet her at her job, and she would still say, I really forgave you a couple years back. I really realized that I had to go on with my life and so forth and so forth. But when you're not with that person on a regular basis, you don't feel like you need to invest as much in making their life better or making their psyche better by way of being a better person to them, because you're not around them on a day-to-day basis and they're not around you. Now, mind you, if I was still in a relationship or trying to pursue a relationship, then I would be a lot more vested in her well-being, her psychological well-being, and even acknowledging her psychological well-being, of maybe not trusting me or not believing me, or me having to showcase more of how I've changed if I was still with that person. But since I'm not, and I'm not even in the same country, I don't think that I would be able to assist that person as much in them getting their healing as much as I would if I was there in their lives.
Okay. And it also sounds like you're saying that like you guys also did it gradually. So it wasn't like the lady in Baltimore called her, you came home for 2 hours, she hit you in the head with a frying pan and went and, filed for divorce. It seems like you guys had some gradual time to heal. And that's something that I don't think that people really give account to is time. I don't know if time makes things better. I think time gives you clarity. I think time makes things a little more palatable to where you can kind of decide and kind of figure out what it is that you want to do. So now I know we're going to be wrapping up in a few minutes, but Andre, I want to get a little spicy with you. You said something, and when you said it, my little spidey senses went up, and I was like, okay. So now you said that your ex-wife, sorry. You could go. Okay, I'm telling you. No, you said your ex-wife said something to the tune of, I knew you liked Latin women. Okay?
Abort.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm transparent, so.
No, but honestly, it's the fact that she obviously was not a Latin woman, right? Do
Right.
you think subconsciously that her maybe not being your preference, either looks, culture, attitude, whatever, do you think maybe her not being your preference perpetuated your propensity to cheat? And I know you talked about your addictive behavior issues, but do you think that was another layer of it, that she kind of just wasn't your thing necessarily? Or do you think those two things are unrelated?
That's a good question, Kim.
Okay.
But actually, anybody that knows me, like my wife was Native American and Black. I've always been into either a person having more than one culture in their background, or somebody of another culture. So I've always been like with the sister that was, like I say, Black and Irish, or the sister that was like
Is it
Native
culture,
American and
or
Black.
is it culture, or is it looks?
Both. It was both. Like their everything from their hair texture to their skin tone to their, it may just be the eyes that says that you're a different culture. You may look all Black in every other area, but I could tell from your nose, or I could tell from your jawline, or whatever it may be, that you're different. What's your family's background? And they would say,
All right,
well,
Black
my
girls,
dad is.
like, he don't like us. He's married, but if he ever get back out there, Black girls, he don't like. I'm joking. I'm being.
No. This the irony of it. When I'm with sisters, I like my chocolate sisters. I love the beauty of my chocolate sisters, and that's not me having a fetish. It's just that's what I've always been attracted to with sisters, was my dark chocolate sisters, and even though red Bernicians have always treated me well, I love. Yeah, but I come back, Andre, come back. But my point is that that I had always dated multicultural anyway, but she noticed, like, over like the last 5 or 10 years of, because we were married 14 years, so maybe let's say the last 5 years, she noticed that this dude is playing Latin music all the time. He is kind of, I could see the glances, because we're living in Tampa. Right, he taking salsa lessons. He all on the other side of Tampa, which is the Colombian side of Tampa, because Tampa has a humongous Colombian population. Orlando has a huge Puerto Rican population, which is Kissimmee, which is where Disney is, and then you got the Cuban brothers and sisters in Miami, and so she's like, he's on the Colombian side of town all the time, going to see Carol G concerts. So, Victor Manuel back in the day. So she looking at me like, are you sure you like sisters, brothers? And I'm like, yeah, trying to convince yourself, yeah, I like sisters. What you talking about? And at the end of the day, it's like, maybe there was a subconscious preference that I liked, because it wasn't even about the look of the stereotypical Latin woman, because you have Afro Latinas all over Florida. So she was like, it doesn't matter. She said, you like Latin women, you like that Latin culture that I knew about that much about at that time period. And so maybe how you ladies, you can see stuff that we can't see.
Yeah.
And so
it's interesting, because it's almost like you all kind of let each other go so that you could go on to like the next iteration of your life, right? So that you could travel and you could kind of be a little bit more ingrained into Latin culture and ultimately find, the next person that you would spend your life with. I think that's so interesting, because as women, we're told, and I just said this the other night, and I know somebody's going to bring it up, so I'm going to eat my words. At first, I thought whatever a man chases, whatever he looks at, whatever he likes, that's what he really likes. And then men told me, well, no, we might like this particular thing, but we don't want to wife it, but we still like it, right? And then now I'm kind of coming again back to an understanding that there is some truth to that, right? That thing that you always like, that particular type of woman's pictures that you always like on Instagram, or even outside of social media, the lady that you kind of wink at the bar or whatever. Women, if that lady that your man is kind of giving vibes to don't look like you, look out. And it doesn't mean that he hates himself or whatever. It just could mean that he either has multiple types, or that maybe his type has evolved and changed. Because I think we also are like, if you got a type, you just got a type and that's just it, right? But as you get older, you might find that your values are more aligned with a particular person who might come from a particular culture or so on or so forth. So I think it's confusing. And I mean, I know it ultimately depends on the individual man. But I think it's something there. And I think that that's really interesting how your wife called it and then that kind of manifested and showed itself. He was looking at the little breadcrumbs you were leaving and it happened. So yeah, that's really interesting because I feel that as women, I'll just say as people, the better able we are to kind of look at what is before us and not have a filter on it, not have any expectations on it. Tristan, you're hilarious. But just looking at people and looking at situations, the truth is always right in front of you. Now, we're the ones that put the rose-colored glasses on. We're the ones that do all the stuff that we do, but it's there. The other night, I know King got on me for saying this, but I said, I like who likes me. And I stand by that, right?
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, you know, you can't, you can make yourself better, right? But you can't change the essence of who you are. You can't change your culture, can't change your color, can't change your hair permanently. Just certain things about you can't change. So it's like, why try to be in spaces where people don't value what you already bring to the table? Find the people that value what you bring, and then you choose from those people. But trying to twist yourself into being something else and doing something else, it just never seems like it's beneficial. And it's almost like in a lot of ways, your wife was probably figuring that out. And she went ahead and, you know, kind of released you and you released her. So, I mean, it ultimately sounds like a beautiful story. I mean, it sounds like you kind of got a maybe a smaller, better outcome than she did, if she still even values being married, because she might not. So, I mean, you know, there's still hope if that's what she wants to do.
The other reason why we had the kitchen table conversation, and I was honest at that time period, I didn't want to be that dude that was out. I'm already being selfish as a cheater. You can't cheat without just only think about self for the most part. Most dudes don't want to admit that they, you know, I think about my wife and kids, but in that moment of cheating, you're thinking about self. So even if only for those few moments with if you're with this side person. But the one thing I didn't want to do was to be selfish again, in the sense of I don't want her to be with nobody else. You know, men, we're territorial. We'll stay in a relationship an extra 5-6 years just so Kevin around the corner don't be intimate with her. We don't want you no more, but we be dang if Keith down the street be holding your hand and y'all dating.
That's psychotic.
Men are territorially selfish.
Because you don't want other men to have something ahead of you. You're pretty much in your mind, I know I'm better than him, so he can't have what I had, because that makes it not. See, y'all be on some other stuff.
You know it's a good woman. That's the other part. You don't want this good woman. You don't want to let go of a good woman so all these dudes out here can have her. Nah. And so I had to be man enough to sit back and say, Andre, really?
Yeah.
As much as you've been out here, really, you can at least allow her to have the freedom to live the life that she wants to have, because she's going to get it eventually. Either she's going to get mad at you and just walk out on you, or you could be honest at this kitchen table and allow her to have the life that she deserves to have. And you go ahead and go to therapy and find out what the heck is going on with you and let her enjoy her life. And that's what I decided to do, not be selfish.
Or she could have cheated back if you had strung it along. And I'm not saying anything against her character, but what I am saying is that sometimes when you string things along, you put people in situations, or they perceive that they're in a situation and they think that that's the only way to get their power back. And I don't think that's the case, but in your mind, when you're hurting, you don't know things that seem rational or irrational, and vice versa. So yeah, I understand what you're saying for sure. And we have gotten all in your business, Andre, and I appreciate you sharing.
It's cool.
I appreciate you sharing.
I talk like this on our channel, so it's cool.
Good. But I know, like, this is adjacent to your tribe, right? Because you always support us. You're always here. But I just think, retelling these stories probably gets easier as time goes on. You definitely helped me, so thank you. But I know you've helped everybody that's listening, so I definitely, appreciate it. And everybody, please, mods, if you guys can drop the link to his channel in the chat, please go and support Love Crossing Borders. Go support him and his wonderful wife. And there are 25 channels. It's probably not 25,
know,
but it's
right?
a lot, y'all. So just go.
I was up last night doing 4 videos for 2 channels, and then I was like, oh man, we got 2 more videos to do for these other channels, and I've got a couple of books that I'm almost done writing. So it's like, okay, Andre.
I definitely have a couple of book writing ideas. I'm gonna reach out to you. I would love to definitely kind of chop it up about that. And I just always love talking to people that are just so knowledgeable. And I know you were dropping some knowledge. I can't remember whose panel we were on. I think maybe Mr. O, and you were telling us all about the creative. What's it called?
Yeah, you need to reach out to me about that too, because I was listening to you, and
you
and King were like, well, how do I do this and that a few moments ago, and I'm like,
master class that night.
No, you really did. You were dropping gems. I have so many like note cards and stickies. Let me just show y'all all my stickies. Y'all about to get in my business. This is all just random stuff I'm writing, all my notes and everything. So it's on one of these, and I actually have a playlist that's private where I'm saving some of that stuff. So thank you for helping me and everybody else that was listening kind of get to the bag. I think that was insightful and awesome. We can go around maybe and share some closing words, y'all. I think y'all made King mad, and I